Hey guys, today we'll be talking about AMD. The reason why we're talking about AMD is because of the breaking news with AMD's partnership, which could yield billions in yearly revenue, with total revenue surpassing 100 billion in 4 years, strengthening its role in the AI sector and rivaling NVIDIA. So AMD has entered into an agreement with OpenAI to supply 6 gigawatts of its Instinct GPUs, with initial deployment set for the second half of 2026. So that's the reason why you can see AMD shooting up, jumping, spiking, gapping up, and then most likely it's selling off. People are taking profits. So with AMD gapping up like this for October 7th, 2025, most of the times people are gonna FOMO in, especially new traders. What I would advise you to do would be not to get in when it's spiking up like this. Most of the times when there's a spike up like that or a gap up, usually the gap always ends up getting back down and filling wherever it just gapped. As displayed here, I'm going to show you different types of examples here. So over here, gapped up, usually people FOMO, and then there's exit liquidity coming in, and then it gaps, come back, and then the gaps gets filled, come back down here, and then it gets shot up again. So a few more example, gapped up and it comes back down here. Okay, so with a lot of gap being up like that on good bullish news, you're always going to see the price coming back down, because due to FOMO, people are going to FOMO in there, and eventually people are going to take profits, and you're going to become the exit liquidity for the traders have that's been sitting around here, these levels here. Because remember, the strategy is basically to buy low, sell high. So you coming in here with big news, with big breaking bullish news, you become the exit liquidity. So anyway, so what we're looking at here is the Fibonacci retracements, so that I have inputted right here. As you can see, with the gap up and coming down here, we're looking at the levels of 0.382 and 0.618, where our golden buy zone is going to be coming back down. So I would imagine in the next few days is going to chop sideways and eventually come back down here into our zone. Here is the trend line that it could potentially be following. Most of the times is going to gap back down all the way to around this level again, 172. So if you are looking at AMD, I would recommend you holding off and potentially coming back down at the 195 to 183 zone. Anytime that AMD comes back to that zone, I would advise you to maybe pick up more shares, or if you don't have any, pick up some. So if you are believing AMD is going to be the next banger for the next 10 to 20 years, and you want to cost average into AMD, I would start building my positions around this level here, between the 195.64 to the 183.98. Obviously, anything below 183 is a buy for AMD, especially with the big partnerships that they have with OpenAI, as you can see here, which is very, very bullish. Okay, so that's what we have for you for the buy zones for AMD that we're looking for. Let's look into the VIX. So with the VIX here, it's showing the inverse for the market. So whenever the VIX is high, that means the market's going to be potentially bullish. So again, when the VIX is high, it's time to buy. That means that potentially the VIX could be getting to a zone where, you know, it could be great for us to be buying again. So anyways, if you watch our previous videos about how the VIX works, you probably understand by now, so I'm not going to get more deeper into that. So basically what we have inputted here is our zone where the VIX is going to go up and down within these ranges. So again, the VIX right now is showing that it's trending upwards. So that means that we are looking somewhat neutral to bullish. We are still trending sideways. So potentially there could be the market going up and then potentially selling back down and up and then selling back down again. As you can see with the markets yesterday, it was going up a lot, and then now today it's selling off. So Bitcoin did fall. See if we can find it here. So Bitcoin did go all the way to 124, 125, and it hit a resistance there, and it came back down. It's always the case whenever there's a runoff, and there's always going to be a sell-off. That's the reason why with our VIX helps us to track that. Right now it is going up. That means every time the VIX goes up, the market goes down. So we are looking where the market could potentially be rallying back up. But like I mentioned in my previous videos, there was going to be a correction coming, and which it did, because due to us being within this high range here, anytime that the VIX is at this high range, the market always prepares for it to go back down. So what we want is the VIX to come back down below this yellow line here. Once it comes below this yellow line, it starts trending all the way down to this bottom yellow line. That's how the market is going to be rallying hard. So every time the VIX is around this level, this is a time where we should be cautious towards being bullish a little bit. So I would DCA, nibble any stocks that you like, because potentially when the VIX does fall down, that means the market is going up, and then you'll be in the profits from there. So that's basically what we have for you for the VIX. And let's look at a few more stocks here. Okay, so as you can see here, the money supply here is going up. The M2 money supply is going up. So with liquidity, that means that more money is going to be flowing into the markets. Based upon the liquidity and money flooding into the markets, most of those money has to go somewhere, and those money will definitely be going back into stocks. It has nowhere else to go but towards hard assets or commodities. That's why you see gold going up. As you can see here, gold price has been trending upwards, almost breaking the ceiling here. You can see gold trading right now at 3,997, almost 4,000 US dollars per ounce, which is very, very bullish for people who are in gold or who have gold, who has precious metal bars in their home or safe. So this is based on the liquidity that we've been looking at, the M2 money supply. It is flowing somewhere. It's flowing into gold, commodities, and Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going a bit up as we speak, but there's one thing that I want to mention here. The reason why I don't recommend buying Bitcoin or anything right now, like I mentioned with the VIX, it's a good time to be cautious, but also looking for opportunities to be buying. As you can see here with our indicators here showing, so we have the down arrow here with the wave going up, crossing back down. This is the reason why Bitcoin is overbought, overexhausted for a bit. So that's the reason why we're cautious. We're not going to be buying anything at this level, but we are pulling back off of the, as you can see here, we have a buy signal. That means that the trend is up. So we are pulling back on an uptrend, which is very good. So what we want to see is basically this price to come back. Sorry, we want to see this indicator come wave down here for it to be in the blue or yellow. Right now it's in a red. So we are kind of overbought, and that's the reason why the market's selling off. Usually at this price here, people tend to take profits, and over here people tend to add to their positions or load up. Okay, so that's basically why we will not be buying at these levels. It would definitely be time to buy soon, but not yet. The time to buy, we're gonna put in our Fibonacci retracements here, put it right here. Okay, so now we have the Fibonacci retracements for Bitcoin here. As you can see, we are in the uptrend with the buy indicated here. It did hit our resistance, which we inputted. What we're looking for is to come back down to the 0.382 and the 0.618 at this level here, which is our golden buy zone. So when it does come back down here, bounce, go up, and potentially go up from there. But potentially what we're looking for is for it to come breaking through here, getting around the price here, bouncing off this trend line, bounce here, hit this level here, and then go back up. So that's basically what we want in order for this leg to be sustainable, because it cannot go up forever for Bitcoin. We want this to go up, bounce back down here, come into this range, and then consolidate, break back through, and then we're gonna see it coming, breaking through all-time highs again. So we can expect maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, another 12 to 15 more days before we see another leg up, or sooner. I don't have a crystal ball here, but based on what we track past does not equal the future, but we can definitely be sure that it will definitely be breaking all-time highs again fairly soon. So again, what we're waiting for is this wave to come back down and for it to cross back up. So, and then we want this to consolidate around this price, bounce around this trend, and go back up. So that's what we want for the Bitcoin price. So again, that's what we have for you in terms of when to buy Bitcoin, also buy AMD. So again, if you're looking for AMD, again, with like Bitcoin, we're going to wait for this to come back down, bounce around this price here for this to be sustainable. We want it to come back down into our golden buy zone, bounce against this trend, and eventually break through again. And that's when we'll be covering AMD again in the next video. Okay, so that's what we have for you today. So if you liked the video, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye for now.